And this is one of the minis I will be painting today. It's one of the myconid mushrooms. Oh. And as you can see, this is why you should not always just eat any mushroom, as you could get eaten yourself. I call these little ones, by the way, the myconids mimics. And oh, I'm off screen, sorry, yes I know. I have changed my setup a little bit. And in a moment, I believe there is a yes. Hello, hello, hello. Is the sound okay? And thank you for following, Don't Crip Monkey. Can everybody hear me? Hello Scopla, Michael Morder, Michelle. Sounds great. Odysseus, Nath, Cripmonk Studio, Rod, and Streamlabs. Hello. Oh, thank you for the cheer. Long stripy scar. Welcome. Welcome to my little corner of the internet. I want to ask you all to refresh, because I believe then you get extra channel points for the raid, and I get all the views. Otherwise, you keep sticking with the Michael views, or so to say. Thank you, Scopla, for the bits, for the cheer. Sorry, I changed a little bit from how I am sitting. I always had a little bit problems with my camera. It was going out of focus. I solved the problem. Thank you, Don't Crip Monkey. It was always going out of focus. I finally found out how to turn it the automatic focus off. And I also had a little problem. The way I sit is normally like this, and on stream I was painting like this, so it was really strange for me. So I'm trying to paint this way, and I do have now two reference points. Still my old reference point here on my painting table, and I have a nice piece of paper here, so I know where I should keep the mini. And this is the mini I am working on. Don't Quit Monkey. Wow, I wish I had that great of a posture when I paint. Yes, that's one of the things that I had problems with, and I do know that 25 years ago, so halfway my current life, I did get a little back problem. I was in the army and was shoveling sandbags, and I was a little bit too fanatical about it, and that's why I learned to sit more upright. But because I was streaming and I saw everybody painting like this, I copied that. And last week I had something I was painting, not on stream, I was painting like this. And I had something like, hey, this is my normal way of painting. Why don't I try to do that on stream? It's better for my posture, and maybe I can get everything better on camera. So, back to the painting. As I at the start of this month. Thank you, looks great. Scorpla, you too. Definitely nailed it. Yeah, thank you. So in my little corner of the internet, it is Shroomtember for 3 weeks. Well, the first week is already almost done. And I only finished one mini for now. But then I am also working on my Goblin Paint Challenge. For those who not know, that is, well, you are all, we are all goblins here, I guess. For those who are not, the goblins of Mordor, we have a paint challenge, a weekly paint challenge, and it is all about the fun. Not, you don't have to do it, but you can get a higher rank if you paint certain minis in a certain. If you aren't, you should be. That's indeed, and it's you just have to get a patron of Michael. My stream is link friendly, Scorpla, so I don't know if you want to throw out the link to the patron from Michael. You are allowed to. You can get on his Discord, and there we have a challenge, and it builds up. You start with you have to paint 2 minis a week, and after a few weeks you get another rank, and then you get a little bit more. You have to paint 3 minis a week. Right now I am on, I don't know what rank it is, but I have to paint 3 minis in 1 week, which is not really difficult, but I also have to write a backstory about them. And I overdo it probably, so I have made it a little bit harder for myself. But I'm working also on making them NPCs. If you don't mind, that's the patron. No, I don't. That's the Patreon for Michael. And if you and you can get it as, I believe, $2. That's a cup of coffee a month, and you are already well enough if you do the Goblin Paint Challenge. Oh, well, that's what I'm going for. I mean, okay, I do get some minis painted. That's also a little something, but so, well, I was, oh, by the way, the mini I did paint for my, oh, I have to find the right, yeah, there he is. This one is also from the Goblin Inspiration for this month. The word was fall, also a goblin that has his own monthly challenge. And it was, he gives a word and you can interpret that word any way you want, as long as you paint a mini and you explain why it has to do with that mini. Yeah, and this is, I do like the colors too. This is about the color scheme I have for all the myconids and mushroom peoples. Nice and bright colors. And the Goblin Inspiration word was fall. And you can, of course, make the American fall like the autumn. But I thought, hey, this one looks so surprised and up. Probably there's a stalactite falling down, and he's thinking, oh my god, the sky is falling down. Plus you get the very limited Goblin King miniature if you complete the challenge. Okay, can I also work in advance, so I paint more minis and tell more stories then? So I get there faster? Yeah, now I do need that mini. That was something I didn't know. I did know you get some nice certificates, but And right on time. Thank you, Streamlabs. And I'm on paint. Good. Well, I hope you all enjoy the next. Well, I'm not even sure if I'm going for 1 or 2 hours. So as long as you are enjoying yourself, I'll keep painting on. Normally I don't stream after Michael because it's a weekday and you have normally to get up at all the love. Thank you, Michael. Normally I have to get up at 5. So right now it's I can always watch Michael, and the Thursday it would be possible to stream for an hour, but I normally like to stream 2 hours. And then it would get a little bit too late for me, especially because after the stream I am quite excited and I will not be able to sleep for at least an hour. And I have to clean up everything and do other stuff. So that's why I normally don't stream, but now I have 3 weeks holiday and I thought, why not? It's I can also promote my own stream a little bit, and I'm still working on it, still figuring out what I'm exactly want to do with it, meaning what kind of minis am I going to paint, am I going to go for some kind of themes on a certain day. Right now I am just painting and getting everything mainly the technical parts set up, finding the little how do you say, all the little problems and everything, and trying to, because I am right now I am chatting and I do like to talk about the hobby, but sometimes I'm so concentrated on painting that I completely forget to talk. But that is a big problem, but hey, I have to entertain you a little bit, and I do know when I listen to a stream, most of the time I listen to the talk and I am painting myself, and I really don't mind if you all do the same. I mean, most of us are mini painters, and this gives a little bit of a nice feeling for a big group painting together. Some things I have missed the last few years, because normally I do once every 2 months, and I don't play Dungeons and Dragons at our gaming club, and then we come together, some play other games on those days, and I take my painting stuff, and with a small group we are painting. Now this is, I don't know if I already told it, long time I'm doing a little work while I listen, no problem, love having painting streams on the background, exactly what I have to. Sometimes I even get a lot of inspiration while I'm painting. I do not really plan my paintings very much ahead. It's very intuitive, and especially with these myconits and mushrooms and everything, I can just splatter on some colors, and I will see where it goes. That mini that I just showed, I have this body is a little bit weirdly shaped. It has no muscle, no real muscle, and it's so I had a little bit trouble of defining what is what. Screw me goodness, yes, Crypt Monkey. Yeah, love the mushrooms, thank you. That seems to be the theme around here right now for painting, laser etching, 3D printing, all the mushrooms, all the things. Okay. Yeah, I did also. This one I, together with some others, I got from my players a few years ago. Started with them and well, never finished them. That's why I decided this year I will paint them, and I do have some other minis. I backed a Kickstarter apparently more than a year ago from Fenris Games, and he also had all kinds of. Look, I have already started with some mushrooms, big mushrooms. There were also toadstool brownies, some kind of Michelle, show me goodness, yes. So some kind of goblinoid people. So I thought we put that in the whole package, and of course I have 3D printed quite some stuff. Let's see, there's the camera. These are the big ones, for example. And oh, I have a really big one. The print, I have to look up what. Look, this is a normal mini. This is of the Mushroom King, they call them. I printed it a little bit bigger than it normally should be. I wanted it to be more of a giant. And of course we have the Reaper Fungal Queen. And I have printed two other ones. This is more of a, this is the Myconid Queen. So still very human, but more alien-like, which I also like. And this is a really special lady. Also very human still, but with a very mushy dress. Love the models, yeah. They are great. It's, and as an extra, there was a model with the toadstool brownies. It's more of a tree ant with a big mushroom on its back. And that gave me the idea to also print this one, and I have also worked on it. It's indeed a tree ant from Loot Studios. And well, nice thing is the wrong word for it, but they had to take this one off the website because it looked too much as Treebeard from Lord of the Rings. And well, if you look, you can not really see the face, but it does indeed look like the model from Games Workshop. So they had to take it down, but I already downloaded it. And I have already started painting it. That's also one of the things it's for me sometimes very hard, especially when I'm also working to finish a model, because I will start it one day and the next day my mood has changed a little bit and I rather paint something else, and that's how I have a big cupboard over there with which is in fact my my work in progress cupboard. But hey, now I can now I only have to finish them. And I am looking at this one, and I'm going to use a nice red, and this is a neon color. I also used it on one of the other mushrooms to give it a nice lighter color on top. And as I said, I'm quite intuitive. I do not really, I have to make it a little bit thin it down a little bit more and stay on camera. These are the neon colors from scale 75. And I noticed that they are really great for, in fact, highlighting, because red is always a color for me that is quite difficult to highlight somehow, because if you add white you get more of a pinkish color, and if you add yellow you get an orange color. Now I have learned that with glazing and using indeed more of a grey and a white as a base coat, got to go. Okay, sorry, sometimes I have to really think about. Thank you for the raid, for coming in with the raid. Michelle, see you next time. Have a great day. And I noticed that these colors, they are already quite thin. So if you thin them down a little bit, you get also almost a glaze. And now I'm going to use, from the same kind of colors, I'm going to use, it looks almost blue, but it is purple. So I'm going to make the edge a little darker, more purple color. These little myconids, by the way, I call the mimic myconids, as they look like mushrooms, but they all have faces on them. See, can you see? Yeah, you can now see a little bit. And this one is the most toothy. But look, this one is also sticking his tongue out. So these are the mimic myconids. And then we have also the king myconid. I have also started, but as they are a gift for my players, I could paint them this a lot faster, but I want to really take my time with them, because I want to put them in my display case. This is the Adactus the Old, or then this is the Wise, that is Actus. Actus the Erratic, the King is the Wise. And these are the mimic myconids. I'll start this with the edge. Now thin it down a little bit. And it is a little bit like glazing and wet blending. And now I'm off camera. As you can see, I still have to get used to aiming the model at the right spot, but I will learn eventually. And I hope you all are enjoying it, are enjoying the show. Tell me if you are painting something or something else like writing things. If you have questions, no problem. I will answer them, of course, if I can. I certainly do not mind. It's one of the things that I have learned. There are no stupid questions. It is more stupid to not ask questions if you have them. The question will always give you more information. The only thing is, it is possible that it is not always the answer you are looking for. At least that is what I am always saying. And now you can already see it's going from a quite bright red. Thank you for the subscription, Rod. Thank you very much. Whoa. I think I'm going to love that little song very much. This is I'm still a little bit flabbergasted about the whole thing, that I now can earn money with this streaming. So Michael, thank you very much that you got me into it. I know I did start on my own about a year ago, but without you, well, pushing is not the right word, but hinting me in the right direction. Love watching you painting. Thank you. And well, I don't make any illusions about streaming and earning money, but I mean, I don't have to live from it, but it would be nice if I could keep supporting the other goblins with their channels, so we have a nice round. Everybody is helping each other. That is a little bit my goal right now. And of course, have fun. Maybe even show people things they didn't know about painting. By the way, as keep on stream from watching others. Yeah, that is, by the way, one of the things indeed that the way I learned painting, because here in the Netherlands, there, as far as I know, in the 80s there were not really much conventions. So I really had to buy the white dwarf from Games Workshop to find out how they painted all those models. The only problem with pictures for me, I have certain books about painting, but when I just see a bunch of paintings, yeah, there I made it a little bit shaped, there I did it, there I did it. I see the difference, but I never see where they did exactly what. But nowadays, with the whole internet, with YouTube, live streaming, It's really great. Now you can indeed watch how people do it, what they are doing. And if I indeed, just like Michael and all the other goblins, if I can inspire people to keep on painting, then I am also very happy with it. And that brings me to what I wanted to ask. If any one of you have ideas about themes I could do, and I mean themes like should I do also a Reaper stream or a Warhammer 40k. I do have still a little bit from those. I still have a complete metal Space Wolf army that also needs to be repainted. I learned long stripy scarf. I learned from wanting more Doctor Who figures. Okay. Yeah, well, I must say I'm a big fan is a big word, but Doctor Who is really a great series. I can understand that you want those minis. And this is without wet blending and more like glazing. You do get a nice transition from quite bright red to purple. Now I am going in for the eyes and the teeth and the face, and I'll get that has to dry a little bit. I'll have my white over here, and I will need a smaller brush. I used, by the way, the same basic red as I used on the mushroom cap. I love the contrast, yeah. And I'm even going to, because it has all kinds of, yeah, how shall I call them? Holes in the head, tears, and I will make these tears that are still a little bit closed, I will make them even a little bit more darker, probably with a wash. But the brain matter that is coming out, I'm still off, that I will do about the same as what I did with King Mactus. He also has a damaged head, so it's like he's glowing from the inside. And I, by the way, I have heard about using contrast, not contrast paint, but really the difference between light and dark. I painted a mini this afternoon for Goblin paint, and I did add only on 4 places in the face. I placed a little bit of shading, and it changed immediately the whole face. It was immediately just a little bit more shading, a little darker. I really loved it. It was not that I am in doubt when somebody says you should add more contrast, but it is indeed something that is still scares me. But it does indeed give a lot of you can define better what is what, and it makes everything stand out better, so it is better painted Mini. But yeah, those are the things that I indeed never learned from just reading and from the White Dwarf. I never got that information out of those painting lessons they gave. You just, I mean, it's not a bad thing the way how with Games Workshop. Well, you use that as a base color, that is a highlight, a little bit a wash, again a little highlight, and you are finished. Very good, but never in those stories, not really. For me, they explained that you use the wash to create contrast. That is something I didn't get out of that story. It's something I learned just about half a year ago. And I really had something, I believe it was Anne Fuller. I am also one of her patrons. She has some free, for every patron, some free documents, and one of the things is indeed contrast. But she puts it more on the underlining. So everything that when two colors touch each other on the surface, like with the flesh here and the teeth, if you make a very thin dark line, you get a little bit of shading, and then you have automatically a little bit of some kind of a contrast. And it's also most of the time like with a ring there is always a little bit shade. Am I still on? Yep. Okay, now I have to stretch my head a little bit. This. I do feel that this position is indeed a lot better for me to paint. More natural. Those are the teeth, but it has also quite some nice red gums in his tool mouth. So I will. Do I still have? I still have a little bit of a bright red and a little bit of a skin color. Do I have something of the dark red? Yeah, that is the dark red. So I will mix a little bit from the dark red that is in the mouth. Take a little bit of the lighter red. Now I do not want it to be really to stay red, but I want to create a nice transition from this completely dark red to a more skin color. So I leave the dark parts dark, the deeper parts dark, and really the more elevated details I am going to make red. You could of course use the red that I'm now using. You could use that as a base color and then add the shading with a wash. Which is of course not a problem. But I am indeed trying to teach myself a little bit more of layering. And with layering also a little bit of, in the end, a little bit of glazing. So I get, especially with these minis, as I want them in my did I say? I want to put them in my showcase. So I want them to be a little bit, as I call it. I'm not a showcase painter, but the amount of time I'm putting in these. He has a cavity in his teeth. I see. Eating too much sweet people. Ferocious little shroom. Yeah. Suit Seeker. Hello. Does the mushroom creature you paint have a name? No, this one does not. I call this one together with the other two, with the other fix I have. I just call them the Myconid. The Myconid mimics. Only the three that do look like more like humans, or humanoid. Only those three have names. He looks like a Gerald. Okay, well, let's see. We have black over here. And you gave me a great idea for one of my, to get you to spend channel points in the future. And I have a great handwriting, especially with brushes. So we have now Gerald. The mimic Myconid. Gerald of Arabia, yeah. Well, I think he's still young. I think maybe he could become a witcher. Who knows? Before I go, oops, off screen. Before I go further with its gums, I made his teeth white, but of course the teeth should not be white. So I have a little bit of a muddy brown, and that was Gobi brown from Games Workshop. Oh, from scale 75. Still have here, and I'm thinking about what kind of color does it match a little bit. It does match a little bit the, what is that, rich leather from MSP from Reaper Paints. Only it has a little bit more, I would say, green in it. And that would make it quite nice for the Myconid's teeth. Oh, it's almost the same color as its skin now, because of the white undercoat. I, by the way, did the white undercoat because I spilled some red paint on the teeth. And if I would not undercoat it again with white, I would need more layers of this brown to cover the red. And I will use in a moment because I want to give the minis all a little bit the same feeling. I made this one originally white and gave it I think a sepia, so Seraphim sepia wash, but I want to give them a more flashy look, so I will give them just like I did with the Reaper Mini. I will give them a nice flash wash, whoops, a little bit higher, from Reaper. Then you get a little bit more of this more flashy color. Off camera. Only the three other ones will keep their nasty green skin color. They are all old, so they can. No, this one. Sometimes I get a little bit of paint, dry paint in the cap. That's why I have a nice toilet roll in front of me for wiping. So now I use a wet wash for its flesh. Put on a thin layer, but make sure I hit everything on camera also. But I won't take anything off. But I have to watch out for. I don't see. I hope maybe you can. There are some small air bubbles. Those I have to get rid of, because those are the things that give things like what they call coffee stains. If they dry up, you get a nice circle in the on the Mini. Now it has a nice flashy look. I'm going for the gums again. And I make that I had a little bit lighter still. No, I am adding its pale skin. Thin it down a little bit. I'm using a wet palette, but it is still quite hot in my room. So even if the paint is long on my wet palette, the outside is still drying out a little bit. I do not know if you, I think you can see it a little bit. It's already getting a little bit more of the pinkish color I normally healthy gum has. It's also, for me, I am looking at about this big of a screen, while you look on a big screen probably. So it's always very difficult to the smaller details if you can see it really good or not. please tell me if you cannot see it good. Maybe I can change a little bit of the about the camera. I'm trying to hit smaller parts of the gum so you get the nice transition from the very dark red to the more pinkish color. We'll go one tone lighter, so a little bit more of the pink, and now we get a nice piggy pink. Thank you. Yes. Then let's see, I have all kind of sound effects. Not talking with stuff in your mouth. And now I am, I have done it. There it is. My computer was a little bit Did you hear that one? There should be a saxophone noise sound. In general, it's really good angle only when you hold. Yep, okay. When you hold the holder upside down, then you have to be careful the bass doesn't pop. Okay. Loud and clear. Good. Because my sound was almost turned down and I could not really hear it. So you are saying when I'm doing this, yeah, I see what you mean. No problem. Oops. Yeah, no, okay. A nice piggy pink gums. He doesn't need to go to the dentist soon. Yeah. If you go to the forest to pick mushrooms and you walk into this one, good that it has no legs. Now I'm going to take something of the brown, mix it in with an off-white. Or better said, the other way around. Gets more natural after doing it. I'm a little bit. Oh, the paint. How I have to paint the whole yeah. I'm holding the mini and the paint. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's all like painting. It's all learning. And keeping, especially this time, it's all about keeping the mini in the right place. In fact, I am now doing exactly the same thing to the teeth as I did to the gums. Making them a little bit lighter, but making sure that the part between the gum and the teeth is still darker. So now if I turn it upside down, I should like this. I'm also using a new mini holder for me. This is the red grass mini holder. As I am somebody who does like to try things out, and my most simple mini holder is just a wine cork, just like as everybody knows. And I use some poster tag for it. But poster tag does, after a while, it gets, at least the cheap one I can get, it gets a little bit hard and it doesn't stick anymore. And if I buy the more expensive one, it doesn't handle the paint very good, so I have to buy more and more. So I thought this red grass one has its own, it's not blue tag, this is more the yellow tag. And let's try it out. And until now I do like it, but not as much as the Reaper one. That is this one, by the way, because this one has a nice resting place for your painting hand. But on the other side, this one you can change very easily. It comes automatically with two of those caps that I should have be lying somewhere over here. But as I said, I like to try things out, just like with painting. And to be honest, they all have their pros and cons. This one has even a pro and a con in one thing. It is magnetic. You can this one you can attach to something, and then you can. It's a really strong magnet. Really nice. Only when you use metal mixing thingies, it's a little bit less. So I have to learn that also. I think the teeth and the gums are quite. Oh no! I'm going to for bright white right now for all of the tips. And yeah, how do the top of the teeth, so to say, so you get a little bit of light fall. And now I am thinking about those great eyes. Always a nice challenge. going to make them outside not black. I have found myself a nice color that I am using instead of black. Oh, I know I made it completely black, but no problem. I have to go over it with white anyway, because this color is abyssal blue and it is almost black, and I really love that color. I use it for black leather, for shading, as no shade is really black but always has a little bit color in it. And I think that I'm signing off. Have fun. Thank you, Suit Seeker, for popping by, for watching, for chatting. Have a great day. See you next time, somewhere on the internet. Bye. What time is it? Oh, 1 hour in. So I still have 1 hour to go. Let's hydrate. And I'm still thinking, this is all now dry. And you can probably now also see that it is quite a matte color. And that's why I changed to, oh, by the way, if you see, there is still a little bit of the old paint I used before. It has still a little bit of a shine to it. That's not a big problem, because when I'm going to varnish them, and I am probably going to varnish them in a gloss varnish, as it makes the most mushrooms are not, especially the poisonous one, always have a little bit of slime on them. As somebody told me. So I probably will give these also a nice shiny cap. But the rest I will keep as matte as possible. I will, the brain matter that is coming out, I will first make white again. But I think it will need several coats, because white is always not a very strong color. And normally, as I nowadays paint, and I have learned from Michael and a lot of other people, now, look, now I have a little bit of a mess. Quick take a wet brush. And you can just, and a little bit of, not in my mouth, a little bit of toilet paper. Most of it is now gone. That does happen, even after 30 years of practice. That's not a very big problem. I will paint over it in a moment. Luckily it's still not completely done, otherwise it would have been a bit of a problem. So I need a little bit of that purple that I still have here. I will make it very thin. Just go over the white a little bit. I also have a little bit of the red. Now I will make a little bit of a mix. A very thin mix. Can always make it a little bit lighter later on. Adding a little bit more of it red. There's a little bit of very bit of very small crack, but because I am going to paint it more of a greenish yellow color, and especially yellow does not cover very well, or if it has a darker color on as a base. That's why I'm painting it all white again. Normally nowadays, as I was telling before I had my little accident, it's better to paint those deeper parts first before you start painting the rest, and this was one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons, because now I have to be very careful with what I'm doing. Sometimes fingers do help, but this was my way of painting still 4 years ago. I always started painting with on the largest part of the Mini. But that was especially because I painted a lot of space wolves and space marines, and they are mainly armor with a little bit of details on it. So you never have really to get back into the deep recesses of the Mini. Now I am painting a lot more other kinds of Minis, like these Myconets. Yes, it is indeed better to paint the deeper parts first. So one of the things that I normally, when I have a humanoid figure, I normally paint the face last. But the face is also most of the time part of one of the deeper parts of the Mini, especially about the neck and everything. So it's nowadays one of the first things to paint. Getting my back straight again. That's my only problem that I still sometimes have. I need to watch out that I do not, especially when I paint a lot, like these days in my holiday, that I get to paint like this. And when you're young, you always say, oh, I like to paint in this position. Well, believe me, when you get older and you have painted a lot in the wrong and sit a lot in the wrong position, you will regret it when you're getting older. For me, it is too late. If there is any one of the younger people listening, please listen to a dumb old guy. Okay, full moon verzilverd. Yay! You want to find out what that is? A full moon. Just slap some oil on it. Yes, I have some skin oil. Thank you. To make it even more shiny. Why? I just wanted to have something silly in my... I don't know. Thank you. I must say there is a limit on that one. And well, one silly thing. Why not? There are streamers that are doing much weirder things just for viewers. Oh, I'm off screen. And this is even good for my skin also. So let's see. Much love. Time for me to go. Best out. Be safe out of it. Okay. Thank you, Rod, for everything. Have a great day. And we will be seeing each other. Keep on painting. This is why I made the whole. Oh, I really have to. There was a white spot. This is a little bit why I made the whole eye socket black. It brings the eyes a little bit out, the normal contrast. And as they say, when you have eyes, you probably have eyelids or the eye socket, and that gives also a little bit of a shade. And I am still a little bit, let's see, we have red, we have purple, we have a little bit of a flesh color. And I am trying to think about maybe a nice yellow for all of this. I do not even know how that part of a mushroom is called. But I think I go for the yellow. And I can use the speed yellow fluor, but I will use lemon yellow first from Reaper. Because I have noticed that that gives a little better, if I use the neon color, it does not give a lot of coverage. It does not cover as good as I want to. If I use a yellow as a base coat, I can very nice highlight it later with and give it a more brighter neon color with the neon yellow. So let's see, it's a Thursday today, so for most of the people it is tomorrow last work day and then off to the weekend. So anybody got any plans for the weekend? I am going to still stream tomorrow evening and Saturday. And do a lot of painting in between. Need to head to bed. Okay, long stripy scarf. Yeah, thanks for coming by for the chat. Have a great day. Have a great night sleeping. and see you next time. Thank you. And always when I plan this kind of things, I always how do I say? I always in my head I plan everything from, oh, I can do at least 2-3 minis a day when I can paint all day, and I could paint 2-3 minis a day. I mean, I'm not a speed painter like Michael, but if I want to, I can still work the Games Workshop way. Base coat, wash, highlight, little bit of details, finished. But when I start painting, it's better to do a little bit of then I can do a little bit better this time. Let's do a little bit more wet blending, a little bit more layering, and before I know it is already evening and I'm still painting the same mini. Not that I really regret it. I mean, the result is also much better than just with the base coat and the wash and the highlights. But then it is a little bit of a disappointment that I just paint one mini in a day. Oh my god. Of all those minis I still have to paint. But then I look at the model again and then it is, I did a nice job, looks good. It was totally worth it. I think that I will, because the eye sockets are a little bit strangely shaped. I want to give it a little bit of a angry look. So I will probably make it here a little bit darker by making it more, let's make it more orange. A little bit of the white with a little bit of red. And use the same. That's good. Good with the output. Uh-oh, I have a little bit of a, I have a error popping up. Help. I don't see any more. Can you still see and hear me? Or am I out of the air? Did my stream stop? afraid that I don't get a response. That I'm no longer streaming. Yep. That's not good. An error occurred, yeah, output. I have to check a little thing. Sorry guys. Am I still in the air? I don't know. Can I see myself on stream?
Het stond ergens voor. Ik weet niet meer waarvoor het stond. Maar dat...
Welkom in de chatroom. Ja. Hey. I'm still in the air. I can hear myself, I can see myself. Can everybody else see me? And hear me? Oops. That's my internet connection. Because my program tells me there is a problem. It's also not counting any more time for the stream. If I'm still online, I'm going on. Streamlabs does react. Oh, I do see it is possible that it has stopped recording. Yeah. Error message. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, my hard drive is full. Wow. Then I have to find out where it stores all those movies. So I guess I am still online. So I will be painting on. I hope the best of it. I'm not getting any reactions from you. I still have the same yellow out for the, no, that's not the same yellow. I see that there are still a few white spots. I think I need to reboot my old laptop in the future so I can watch my own stream. Something like this happened and I at least know that I'm still online. Because right now I have no idea and I'm painting off camera again. I guess I am still online, because it is still counting towards that it is streaming. I have made a little bit of a mess again. That's not a big problem. But I do need to make a very thin black line right now. Probably hit the eye again. Here. That's also no problem. That's easier to repair. And for the eyes, I always use an off-color white, because normally eyes are never completely white. They have blood veins in it, so normally an off-white or a more pinkish white with a little bit of red in it is better than pure white. Still have more than half an hour. Nice. Oh, off my camera. Is my camera changed? A little bit. Over there. That is better. Good. Now the yellow is dry almost. I'm going to use the same yellow. Thank you. I was a little bit panicking because I got a message from Streamlabs that I had a problem. But I see I am still online. Good. Yeah, this one has beautiful big eyes. And I think I will give him a more, not a real pupil, but more like snake eyes, slits, or how you want to call them. But first I'm going to paint its brain matter with a nice fluor yellow. It gives a very nice contrast with the darker red and purple. Oops, here. Yeah, it's a nice bright brain matter. A little bit over there. so concentrated on painting, I almost forget to say anything. But good. Not that it is really a big problem. Let's see, what can I talk about? On screen still, yeah. So after the stream I will have to check my hard drive. Luckily, when I am streaming, Twitch is also recording. So in fact, when I stream, I don't have to record everything. But it is nice. Wow. On camera, it does even look more psychedelic than it is in real. I will make the smaller cracks. I was thinking about making them darker, but I think I will make them lighter. I hope I can do that with only the yellow. I'm a bit afraid to use white first, because they are quite small. Because if the grain is this nice, and bright, then the cracks would also light up. I just think, even if it is just a little subtle light in there, yeah, that looks a lot better. I'm glad I decided this. I think I am going to change the handle, because my Mini is falling off. This is the orange putty from Redgrass. Luckily, as I said, I like to. It does stick, but it doesn't hold the Mini. A little bit of a. Well, you know what? Let's use the Games Workshop once, if it's possible. No, not big enough. No problem. Then we use the one with the blue tag. And this is the Reaper one. I only have to watch out that the handle is not getting too much in the way of the camera. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. And that's why we have the handle, so I don't have to touch the Mini. And that's why not the blue tag is not better. And then the orange tag, but the handle is nicer with the special part where you can put your fingers on. the bracket, is that a good word for it? You know what I mean. In fact, I'm not really painting, just sticking the tip of my brush in and going along the little cracks. Because I didn't use white first, it is on camera you do not really see. They are getting a little bit of a nice neon color. That you can nicely see. It gives a little bit of a luminescence to the Mini, and that's also something I wanted to achieve. Because this is really something from the Underdark. No sun, no light, so something has to provide light, and why not the mushrooms? And always when I look up minis from the Underdark, there are always luminescent mushrooms, mostly in the drawings. But I didn't want to really do OSL with all of these. I have done object source lighting in the past, and it's still a little bit, it would be a nice touch and a great way of learning it, but there are a little bit too much minis to do it with. Although I do have some nice mushroom bases, maybe I can do it on those. But we will see. Oops. Letting loose. Good. Now I'm going a little bit of a bigger brush for the underside of the, let's see if I, inside of the hood. You can also make it nice, translucent yellow, and look at that. Now on stream you cannot really a little bit see it, but this is quite, in real life, quite a difference. I must say I am very happy that I found out about the autofocus of my camera, and that this position is also possible to paint. Another lesson learned. can improve my stream a little bit more. We have to watch out where I keep the mini. Nice bright and yellow. Oh, I still have my fan on, by the way. Nobody complained about it. Good. I'm glad that when I was watching Michael's stream, we had a thunderstorm over here. I'm glad it is gone. No, the thunder bothers me, but it was also raining quite loud, and I am right straight under my roof. And the rain can make quite some noise.